Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Real Talk with B. Back at it again. You know how we do. We just gonna dive right on in. What's going on, y'all? Good morning. Good morning. Don't mind my hair, man. I just dropped my daughter off at school. Anyway, man, I want to talk to y'all, man, about consequences and time, man, because they go together. Sometimes, most of the time, because the things that you do have consequences. And I don't think people really think about it and understand until later on. So I'll make this video now so you can kind of hear it out loud from somebody. Whatever it is that you want to do or plan on doing, or you feel like you have to do, think about it real hard before you do it. I want you to weigh out every consequence possible for whatever it is you're thinking about doing. Because depending on what you do, your consequence can take away time from your life. You end up in jail. That's time gone from you living. That's time gone from a normal life. It's not normal to be locked up. It's not normal. Contrary what anybody believes and be like, man, it's part of life. No, it's not. It's part of bad decisions. Now, you got these times where, you know, you might feel like you write about something, but even when you write, sometimes there's still a consequence that you might not be prepared for. And not only you might not be prepared for it, you might not be able to handle it. I promise you, there's things that can happen way beyond your sight maybe, and you don't understand it. So you got to understand, like, is it going to affect me in a bad way? Or can I get away with it? Am I cool? 9 times out of 10, man, consequences is coming. Before you play with people, think about the consequences. Because what you do to somebody else, it'll come back on you. It might not come back on you, you know, right after, but it could come back on you later, because people hold grudges. And then you would think that, let's say for this is one that gets people, because it happened with me too. Check this out. Let's say you get a situation where you do something wrong to somebody. I don't care if you robbed them one time, got away with it, whooped up on somebody, and you had no right to. You jumping people and stuff and doing all this for whatever reason it is, right? You're like, okay, I ain't get caught. They didn't tell on me. I'm cool. Now, what you don't know is this person got family. This person that snapped after you did what you did and just ain't caught up to you. And then let's say, for instance, like this happens. You didn't change your life around. It's been, let's go with 10 years. You changed your life around. Everybody you talk to now, and everybody's got something good to say about you. Oh, they not the same no more. They didn't change their life, and you know, we so proud of them. Meanwhile, what you don't know is there's a consequence waiting. You hoping that you change your life and people see it, and maybe the person that you wronged might have seen it and been forgiving. It don't always end up like that. And then when they find you and they get you or just come across you, payback, consequence. Time, there's a time and a place for everything. Everybody not gonna right away come do nothing to you, because 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna just keep it all the way 100 with you. Some people wait on purpose. Some people wait on purpose. Catch you off guard. So before you do anything to anybody, you really need to think about the consequences, because you could smack somebody. Their reaction might be to shoot you. You could smack somebody. You go to jail. That's battery. That's time gone because you put your hands on somebody. You This thing where people just do stupid things and not think about it first, it really bothers me. And I used to be one of those people who didn't think about consequences. That's why I stayed locked up. That's why I stayed into something when I was younger. You get older, a consequence of it is you might have been on probation your whole life. You understand what I'm saying? And in my case, that was me. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to reevaluate who you hang with. Sometimes you have to think about the situations you put yourself in. You have to really be mindful of the things that you do and the things that you're around when you're young, because it can carry over until later. And consequences don't have no date. Consequences don't have no restrictions on what's done to you. None of that. And I need people to understand and realize that people out here doing stupid things and bad things are happening to them. And it shouldn't even get to the point of where it got to. You know what I'm saying? I need people to really think about it. There's so much more to life. If I would have learned to walk away from a lot of situations, and most of the situations when I was younger, I walked into and it had nothing to do with me. There was no reason for it. You know what I mean? It was ignorance. You know, you could blame it on youth. You can blame it on not having a father. You could blame it on whatever the case may be. But no matter what it is, you still have to be accountable for you and your actions. Oh, I didn't have a dad. Oh, I grew up in a drug home. Oh, this happened to me. That happened to me. Man, I understand. Trust me. A lot of stuff happened to me, man. And I went on a rampage. I was angry, man. I don't know. You call me bitter. You call me everything it was under the book, man. I had problems. You know what I mean? I didn't think about nothing about consequences. I didn't think about what nobody was going to do. I didn't think about none of that stuff when I was younger. And I wish I had. If I knew then what I know now, man, let me tell you something, man. My life would be on a whole different track. And we say that a lot when we talk to our kids and we talk to the youth out there, because I talk to the youth too. You want them to know what's ahead of them. You see what I'm saying? You want them to know that. And then you got ignorant people out there. Oh, it might not happen to you, man. You ain't gonna get caught if you just be smart about it, bruh. Pay attention to the consequence. The ifs, yeah, it's a lot of them. But what if? Can you handle the consequence behind the action that you just put in front of you for a split second? Most things that we do wrong, it just takes that just like that fast. And then we spend an eternity trying to fix it, or you spend an eternity somewhere else. The great beyond, or in a little magical cell for you. And you got to think about that. And I had a conversation with my son. I'm going to tell you something about consequences. I had a conversation with one of my boys a few months back. Got into it with somebody. And whether it's rightfully so, there's consequences, man. If somebody does something to you, you do have the right to defend yourself. But I like to do this, and it might be because I'm old. I'm thinking, can I walk away from this first? Can I not put myself in a situation for this thing to happen? And I know some people will be like, Brandon, things happen, man. Things happen. And they do. Accidents or whatever you want to call them, they do happen. But I feel like for the most part, we can walk away from the things that can bring us down, that can cause harm to us later. Things that we can change, because an emotion that you feel right now, and I told my son, an emotion that you feel right now, you might not feel it an hour from now. You might not feel it 30 minutes from now. You be going on and do something else. And that's the stuff I like to talk about to people, man. You know, don't go off things and do things based off your emotions, because that can put you in tight situations. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to be caught up in a situation to where you don't know how to handle it just because you was irrationally thinking. You don't want to do that. So that's a problem a lot of people have, and they don't have nobody to talk to. So you got Real Talk will be here to tell you what's up. You can listen or you don't have to. But what I'm telling you is everybody knows somebody who's a hothead, who doesn't think about consequences, who doesn't think about repercussion, who doesn't, even you got some people who don't care about jail, but that's because they don't understand what happens in there. Because the jail, prison is different, but they both take time away from your life and your loved ones and your family. While you're locked up, you got people in there, and I told my son this, I tell my boys this all the time. When you get in trouble, and if you get locked up, people die while you're in there. Do you understand that? People die. You won't see this person anymore. You'll think you got all the time in the world, ain't nothing going on. And you'll be in there. I've had it happen. My dad's father, my grandfather, he passed away when I was locked up when I was a teenager. I didn't get to go. Everybody else got to go. You know what I'm saying? It happens, and you guys know a lot of people who go through those situations. You got people who get sick while you locked up. You ain't making no money, so when you get out, you ain't got nothing. You got a girlfriend or boyfriend, whoever you are in your preference, they done moved on. 9 times out of 10, they gonna leave if you got a long term. You losing out on life and things like that when you do things not thinking about the consequences. I really want that to sink into people, because I want people to live a life to where they enjoy it, and as much peace as possible, aside from, you know, the normal things like bills. You know what I mean? Everybody has the stress of bills, and, you know, make sure things done right around your home, and, you know, sports and things like that, those type of things, you know what I'm saying? Which I'd love to deal with that rather than be in this little cell dealing with that. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, you really got to pay attention to things. And I'd hate for somebody's life to get snipped like this because of a irrational moment. That's why I say, with whatever consequence you got in whatever situation it is, I'll tell you straight off the bat, if it could end with death or lock up, you shouldn't do it. I'm going to tell you that straight out the gate. It's the most common sense thing in the world, but people don't like hearing it because they be like, oh, I can get away with it. Maybe, but maybe not. I prefer you not to put yourself in a situation to have to risk that, because that time that you lose, that's time that you could have been getting your bag. That's time you could have been spending with your family or loved ones. That's time you could have been using to go from here to here with your life. But then let's say you do a 5-year bid, and that's 5 years gone, bro. You gonna get out. Your homies, hopefully, then leveled up and did what they did, and you out here like this, and you mooching off people trying to come back up. And then you got to start over because you playing with your time. Time on this earth is not promised. That is the most valuable asset that you have while you are here. You can never get time back. I've lost a lot of time to the system, and I don't want anybody else to lose that time either if they can avoid it. There are circumstances where, you know, you might have to. Somebody play with your family, I understand. Somebody put their hands on you, I understand. There are times and situations where you just feel like you're backed against the wall. I get it, trust me. As much as I'm promoting peace and positivity, a person could still get me there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about being smart about what you do and thinking about long term rather than short term, because it matters. I promise you. I promise you. Anytime that you lose on BS, it matters, because that's time you could have had to go to the good, for the positive, for your come up. Think about that bag. I've been seeing domestic violence cases recently here in my city, and it's everywhere. It's everywhere, but it's just, you know, on your feed and stuff, you just see people and be like, again, like, or batteries or whatever, again, OWI, again, like, what's not clicking to you? Don't drink and drive. Stop putting yourself in that seat. They are going to lock you up. It's your third time. Stop it. I'm not telling nobody what to do. What you drink at home. Finish what you're doing throughout the day and then have your adult time. You don't need to drink and drive. Battery. If you got to put your hands on somebody, stay away from them. Because most of the time you put yourself in those situations, think about it. Where am I at when I get into these altercations? Club, bar, party, somewhere you just shouldn't be. Maybe. But there are situations where it can happen. But I really feel like if you're not doing anything to anybody and, you know, you just one of those mindful people and you just kind of go through, you know, just doing your own thing, it's less likely that somebody's just gonna, especially as an adult, you know what I mean? It's hard to imagine that, like at my age, I just turned 40 a couple weeks ago, that I could be out at a grocery store and somebody get mad because I'm taking too long checking out a self-checkout or something, you know what I mean, and meet me in the parking lot and, you know, start a problem. Yeah, there probably are ignorant people who probably would start something like that. There probably are somewhere, but given my size and just me, period, my personality, it probably wouldn't happen. You know what I mean? But things like that, you know what I mean? It just don't make sense for certain things. Like, do what you're supposed to do, be where you're supposed to be, don't go where you ain't supposed to go. It's really that simple. Like I tell people all the time, people invite me somewhere and sometimes they get mad because I don't want to go. I just learned that, and it took a lot of mess ups and a lot of, like I said, trials and tribulation, errors. It took a lot of that and time for me to understand how to make better decisions with things. I promise you. That's why I'm making this video, try to get you guys to be able to just hear it. And so some people might not, it might be a young person that watch this video and be like, man, dang, he right, OG right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, don't worry about it because you got people also out here. I know I was talking about my son, what I told him one time. You know, you got people that's going to hype you up, and this is for adults too. This is for anybody. There's always going to be some person that's going to be like, man, whoop him, whoop him, whoop him, do this, do this, do this. Do that to him, do that to him. Oh, I can't believe you let that slide. It's easy to say that when you're not the one that has to deal with the consequences. I told my son that, and he just kind of looked at me. I said, son, if you fight, you have to do that time. You have to deal with the consequences. They don't. Everybody telling you to do it. They're going to be out here chilling while you in there. Everything's taken away from you. You understand what I'm saying? I tell that to the youth at the park. Watch what you're doing and watch who you're around because people will cheer you on for destruction. But they don't have to deal with the consequence. You do. So quit letting people hype you up to do bad things and put you in bad situations because it's on you. They can't do the time for you. They don't want to, I promise. They don't want to. I promise you they don't. They're not going to if they could. Nobody wants to go in there and do that time. You know what I'm saying? Everybody hopes they don't get caught. But let me tell you something. They get caught. I promise you, now or later. You know what I'm saying? You got to be mindful of your surroundings, man. I think consequences and time. You got to pay attention and you got to weigh the consequences. And you have to think about your time here on this earth. How important is it for you to spend it enjoying it rather than constantly being stressed out, constantly being looking over your shoulders because you don't know who you did what to and things like that. I'm going to tell you something. As one of the people in my circle who are still here, I thank God all the time that I don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to do that. I'm not living that life like that. It's been a long time since I have. And like I told you in old videos, I've made mentions with probably all of them. Maybe it might be one or two out there that's like a sprinkle, but it wasn't nothing major for those ones. You know what I'm saying? The ones that I needed to make the amends with when I got older, and I seen them. Just ran into another dude I had whooped on when we was younger, and he was working at the gas station. I talked to him. We talked about the family and stuff, and we both old, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where it's like, Lord, we made it to this age, And we have to be appreciative of it because time is not guaranteed to us. So if you are allowed to make it and still live here and be here with your family and loved ones and being able to enjoy fresh air, the breeze of the trees, looking at nature, man, because I love looking at nature. I love looking at water. Water is my safe place. Water is my man, other than my home. Water is just, it takes me to a whole nother place, man. I love it. So, you know, find things that you love to do, things that can relax you. I do that. Like I say, water does that for me. I can go sit by some water and just sit there. And regardless of what's going on in my mind or what I'm thinking or what I want to do, because at the end of the day, yes, we make a choice not to do certain things because of the consequences, but it doesn't mean we don't think about things. And I want y'all to understand that. So when I tell you not to do things, you're going to think about it. And there's no harm in that. It's just the action. You see what I'm saying? Control the action. A thought is a thought. The action is going to get you the consequence. And that's what I want to try to get you guys to kind of pay more attention to than anything with life or whatever. And, you know, yeah, anybody can still be took to a place and to a certain level, you know. And I totally understand, honestly, if you're protecting yourself, protecting your family, or, you know, there's things you got to do in life. But man, I just rather you guys have that clean slate and be able to go through life and be better people and be able to really enjoy it and not miss no chunks out of it because you chose to make a bad decision just for a second. I know a lot of people who done went to prison, who didn't change their life, but they got a life sentence, or, you know, they got to do 20 years and now they're in there changed and doing different things, but they can't be out here in the world to show it because of a mistake they made prior. You understand what I'm saying? So when I tell you about consequences, I'm telling you so you know and you start thinking ahead, because most of us don't. Like I told you, I might have felt like this today, but tomorrow I might not feel like this, and I just saved myself a trip. I just saved my life, myself, because you can put yourself in a situation where you do something where your life can be taken. And that's probably the most important, because you don't ever want to put yourself in a situation to where you have that kind of tension and problem in your life to where you're in fear of someone taking your life. And these days, we got the YNs out here, and I'm talking to you too, and I want you guys to be very mindful and careful that you can change your thought process just as fast as you can create a problem. And I want y'all to know that you don't have to be out here thugging, gang banging, shooting up the streets, and bullets ain't got no name on them, young boy. You gotta pay attention. You don't want to be out here fighting in school. You're gonna get kicked out of school, and you know that messes with your education. You just don't want to be that, and you want to think about your life ahead of time, man. I tell people, you got to pay your bills. You got to take care of yourself. If you want some shoes, you got to buy them. You want some clothes, you got to buy them. You want a crib when you turn 18, 19, 20, 21, whatever it is, you got to take care of yourself. Ain't nobody else out there. If you pay attention, young boy, ain't nobody out there paying for none of that stuff for you. You got to get it. You understand what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, if not 10 out of 10, when you locked up, ain't nobody reaching out for you. Ain't nobody putting money on your book other than your mama probably, or your daddy if you got one. And, you know, you might have a girlfriend who does it for a little while. Rare circumstances, you might have a girlfriend who stick it out with you. But at the same time, you're taking away from her and whatever she's doing out here. And that could be going towards the good on y'all stuff. You know what I'm saying? So just be mindful, man. I just wanted to come on here and talk about that for a minute, man. Consequences are real. Lost time is real. And you want to enjoy whatever time you got here, man. And you don't want to be in no nonsense, because I know I don't. I try to avoid it at all costs. You know, sometimes people, like I told you, people can try to draw you in. But at the end of the day, I'm still here. And I'm able to make this video for you. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all take it to heart, take it to your mind, because I'm doing this and saying this and talking about this out of love. I'm not trying to beat nobody on the head or nothing, you know, force nobody nothing. But I do want to be able to be like, I said something. I tried. So I just want y'all to know, man, you watching this video, man, You can show it to somebody else, or, you know, maybe talk to somebody that you know after this, you know what I mean? And be like, hey, I just heard something, bro, and I think it might work for you. I think you'll really understand. And it's coming from somebody who was from the street, you know what I'm saying? Well, not was from the street, and change their life around and trying to help out, bro. It ain't nothing, bro. What makes you tough, man, being a good father, young man, you know, being there for your kids, being able to protect them, provide for them, being able to see them every day, being part of their everyday life. That's the grown man, man. That's what you want to do, man. I look back and I think and I say, man, I hate that people used to fear me. I hate it, because that's not what I want people to know me for. I'm 40 now. It's like, yeah, you know, I like to believe, and from people talking to me, they're like, man, you've changed so much, B. We proud of you, dog. You know, and like my mama say, I was a late bloomer, you know, and I like hearing that, but it's always one of those things for me, because I like that I'm real humble. I try to be real humble, and I'm like, you know, it's God, you know what I mean? And God got me through what I went through, and he can get you through it too, you know what I'm saying? But let's make the job a little easier for him to get you to this point. You understand what I'm saying? Let's not make it too hard on God to get you through life, man. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter what you're doing and what you're going through, he's going to be there. You know, it might not be in the way you want it to be, or he might not speak to you or answer you when you want him to, but he going to answer, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, you just got to, you know, make better decisions, everybody, man. And I'm about to get up off of here, go back in the house, man, and lay back down, man, for a minute. But love y'all, appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for tuning in. You made it to the end of this video, then you are a real one, and I appreciate you for tuning in. Till next time, I'm out here. Peace.